Right, hi guys, and welcome back to the Moaning Yorkshireman, and welcome back to the Love-Hate Relationship series. And this time I'm going to be doing something that's really close to my heart, and it's music, and in particular, the 5 best acts I've seen live. So obviously on Thursday the 5 worst acts are coming, but they're all support acts unfortunately. But yeah, we're going to kick off with 5 groups that I've seen in concert, like, loads of times. They're in no particular order. And they're all based on who I've seen most, apart from one, which is the first one, Coldplay. I've only seen those twice during the Head Full of Dreams tour, in 2016 at Manchester and 2017 at Cardiff. But yeah, it's an amazing experience. They're the clear number one just because of the show that they put on. There's flames, there's confetti, there's Xylo bands that light up, there's absolutely everything. Yeah, it was my first ever concert seeing... First ever proper concert, I should say, seeing Coldplay in 2016 at Manchester. Went with my mum and dad, and we went seated. So yeah, seated just to be on the safe side. But as soon as I sat down, I was like, I want to be on that floor. That floor is amazing. It was bouncing. I mean, we were stood up the whole show anyway in the seating area. But yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Opened with A Head Full of Dreams, which is one of my favourite songs from Head Full of Dreams album. Finished with Up and Up, and just everything was just perfect about it. It was unbelievable. It was a really, really good night, and you know, to lose your concert virginity to Coldplay is certainly not a bad thing. You got balloons, obviously, for Adventure of a Lifetime. You had flames for him for the weekend. You had confetti at every other song. You had the Xylo bands for every other song lighting up. Charlie Brown is unbelievable live, and yeah, I fell in love with concerts after that. And I only saw one more act in 2016, but then 2017 onwards has just been absolutely unreal for the amount of concerts I've been to over the years, during a year as well. But yeah, Coldplay, my number one, without a doubt. Just absolutely amazing. So yeah, Coldplay, number one. In second place, it's the Stereophonics. Where would I be without the Stereophonics? I fell in love with them during the Keep the Village Alive album, which is their third from last that they've done so far. Yeah, unbelievable. So I heard it on the radio, C'est La Vie, and I thought, God, I really like this. Who's this? Now, obviously, everyone knows Stereophonics. It's a bit like Coldplay. You know, Have a Nice Day, Maybe Tomorrow, Dakota, obviously. You know all those songs. So then when you start listening to the back catalogue, you're like, oh, I know this one, I know this one. But Keep the Village Alive was when they were just starting to get out of the public eye a bit, as in... Radio 1 weren't playing them anymore, radios didn't really give them the time of day, so they were more niche, and I think it made them better. I've got to be honest, I think it made them better. That Keep the Village Alive album is unbelievable, and like I say, it's what made me fall in love with them. So when you go and see them live, more often than not, they'll open with C'est La Vie, which just blows you away. Absolutely unbelievable. The crowd interaction, everyone's bouncing straight away from song 1. Then they go into I Wanna Get Lost With You, which is off the same album. And yeah, it's just unreal. Then we start getting into the older stuff, so you'll have a Nice Day and Maybe Tomorrow in that sort of area. And yeah, I can't explain how I feel. The first time I saw them live was at Bridlington Spa. I went with a work colleague. I got a spare ticket, so I went and saw them there, and it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. It was the 20th anniversary of the first album, so they opened with Looks Like Chaplin, and yeah. And the variety that you get during a show. I think I've seen them 8 times now over the space of 3 years, and I think it's all but one show I've had a different song that I've not heard live before played. So, you know, Looks Like Chaplin we had a minute longer during the 20th anniversary Performance and Cocktails, rarely played. Unreal, Close to Tears, fantastic. We've had Catacomb for openers, we've had Chances Are, all sorts. The variety's there from all the albums, and they just play what they want when they want, and that's just so nice because you go into a concert not knowing what you're going to get, especially like such as me that is an avid fan of concerts. Like when I was seeing Coldplay, I knew pretty much what I was going to get because I looked at the earlier set lists. But with Stereophonics, you can guess that C'est La Vie's going to start, Dakota's going to finish, everything in between. It's just a minefield. You don't know what you're going to get. So it's always a treat to go see them. So yeah, number 2, Stereophonics. Absolutely in love with them. Next up, number 3, it's Blossoms. Again, absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, that was the first concert of this year that's had to be postponed for me personally. I saw them at the start of March in Sheffield O2, and I was supposed to see them at the end of March at Leeds O2 Academy. but unfortunately with the coronavirus and everything, it was the first of my concerts of this year that got put back. So fingers crossed I'll get to see him in August, but I've got to be honest, at this moment in time it's looking doubtful. But their new album, Foolish Loving Spaces, is absolutely unbelievable. I got into Blossoms when they had the #1 album. I'd not heard about them at all until I'd heard about this indie group going to #1 album. I was like, who the bloody hell are these? So I listened to them, and I thought, God, this album's fantastic. It was actually a friend at work when I was in motorsport at the time that said, oh, give this album a try. And obviously it was their first album. And I thought, unreal. It was great. So I tried looking at getting tickets to go see them, but I don't think they'd accounted for how big they were going to be so soon, because they'd only booked little venues like York Fibbers or Leadmill in Sheffield that only hold about 600 to 700 people, and they were already ready to fill arenas, not fill arenas, but fill academies then. So there were no chance of me getting tickets. So unfortunately I missed out on the first tour of the first album. But from then on, Cool Like You, I've seen the second album, I've seen them 3 times performing that, 4 times performing that actually, and I've seen them 3 times performing the Foolish Loving Spaces album, the new one, which is unbelievable. If you've not heard that album, listen to it. I know a lot of people, for some reason, always have this fixation on the first album's the best, but with Blossom's case, it really isn't. Foolish Loving Spaces, unreal. And seeing them live, and just, if you think this is real life, live is probably one of the best songs I've ever heard live. It just blows you away. Obviously, Tom can't dance for shit, but he's strutting his stuff, throwing his mic around and throwing his hands around, and, you know, fuck what the therapist said. He's just flagging things off, and yeah, it's an experience. That really is an experience to see Blossoms. The crowd's mental. It's all young kids. Makes me feel old. I'm 25. But the crowd making me feel old. They've not got driving licenses. They can't even drink. But they're just bouncing around like animals. And it's just unreal. Love it. Absolutely love it. You're covered in beer and sweat and all sorts when you leave one of their concerts. And it's fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so Blossoms is unreal. Definitely go see Blossoms. Tickets are cheap as well for them. I think they're only about £25-30 including fees. So whenever this lockdown ends and you get a chance to go see Blossoms live, do it. For fuck's sake, do it. You'll not regret it. Even if you don't know the songs, just have a good time and a jump around. You'll love it. Okay, in 4th place, but in no particular order, it's just the 4th one on the list, it's Embrace. And Embrace, for me, now don't get me wrong, I'd actually forgot that even existed. They supported Coldplay at Cardiff, because back in the day, Coldplay supported Embrace, so obviously the only UK dates that they did was Cardiff for 2017, so Coldplay said to Embrace, look, come along and you can support us. Now, I'd already remembered Nature's Law for one of Embrace's songs, so I'd remembered that one. So when they played that one, I was quite happy. But just the atmosphere. I mean, they only did 5 songs when they were supporting Coldplay, but those 5 songs got me hooked. And I re-listened to all the back catalogue, and I heard a load. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am not by any means like a #1 fan of theirs or anything, but just going back through their back catalogue and everything, and I thought, God, why are these never heard of anymore? Why aren't they played on the radio? They had 3 #1 albums. I think every album they've had's always been a top 10 album as well, so I think even the couple of, when they went through the difficult stage, still did well. But yeah, I just can't believe they're not played on the radio anymore, because they're unreal. And obviously then, in 2017, at Coldplay, I heard Ashes for the first time, and oh wow, I was hooked. Absolutely hooked. And that's what grabbed me. It drew me in. I've heard Nature's Law live, and I thought, oh, that's good, that. And then they played Ashes, and I vaguely remember bits of it, and yeah, it just got me hooked. So now I'm an absolute avid fan. I go and see them at least 2-3 times a year if I can. They've done the 21st anniversary tour of The Good Will Out, the first album. I saw them during the Love Is a Basic Need, the latest album in 2018. I saw them for that tour twice. I've seen them for a one-off warm-up show at York. I've seen them at Leeds. They did Leeds Arena, First Direct Arena, the first time they'd done an arena tour since 2006, I think it were, or an arena date. So that was the last concert I went to, actually, before all this lockdown happened. But yeah, Ashes live is just something else. It's unbelievable. I just can't express how good you feel. You just get this warmth inside you, and you just get this adrenaline buzz, and you're like, fucking hell, come on! And you're just throwing yourself around like an animal. Yeah, Embrace live is amazing. I just can't really put into words how... Yeah, I just love them. I just absolutely love them. And again, tickets are affordable for those, so don't think you've got to spend 50, 60 quid on tickets. Again, Embrace, 25, 30 pound, you can get standing, get to the front and have a great time. So yeah, definitely check out Embrace. I bet you've not even heard of them, half of you. I bet you think, who's Embrace? Go listen to the back catalogue. Go have a listen. You'll know Nature's Law, you'll know Ashes, you'll know Gravity. All you good people, you'll know them all. So go listen to them, go check them out, and yeah, you'll fall in love. I can guarantee you'll fall in love because they're unbelievable. And last but by no means least, in number 5 position, it's Keane / Tom Chaplin. Now the reason why I say Tom Chaplin and Keane is obviously Tom Chaplin is the lead singer of Keane, but obviously Keane had split up, so I'd never seen Keane. I'd had all the albums, obviously Hopes and Fears, Under the Iron Sea, Perfect Symmetry, Strangeland. But their last album, Strangeland, was out in 2012, and that was realistically like, wow, well, was I then? I'd have been 17, 18, and I was in motorsport at the time and everything, so I was too young for the earlier stuff, and I was just in that period of getting my shit together for life, and here I am at 25. Yeah, we'll skip over the getting my shit together for life, because that didn't really happen. But do you know what I mean? So, I never saw them live, and then they just kind of disbanded, and it looked like that'd be the end. And then Tom Chaplin, on his own, lead singer of Keane, released a solo career with The Wave, and he also did a Christmas album, 12 Tales of Christmas. So I listened to him, and it was just by chance that I actually ended up seeing him in Prague in 2017. I was with a friend on holiday, and he just ended up to be having a concert at the end of our road where the hotel was. It was fate. It was fate. So I went in, we had a absolutely fantastic time, and I thought, my God, this is amazing. If I can't see Keane, this is as close as I'm going to get, and my God, it's unreal. Yeah, Sovereign Light Cafe live is unbelievable. So, yeah, he played obviously some Keane classics, he played his album stuff from The Wave, and it's just an electric atmosphere, and I've never had that feeling with any other, like, don't get me wrong, there's some really lovely people in the Embrace group that we ended up meeting up with different venues that we go to and we tour around. But you see the odd people, the odd familiar face at concerts that you see. But Keane and Tom Chaplin is, I would say, a family. It's like a proper unit of fans. And it just makes you love it all that little bit more. You know, because it's not just you having a good time. I know that sounds really strange. Because obviously everyone goes to a concert to enjoy it. But you know, there's such a really good community of people from the Keane Tom Chaplin vibe, and I'm lucky enough to obviously be friends with them on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. So you know, it's just really good. So that adds to it a lot more. But the concerts themselves are unreal. Sovereign Light Cafe live is one of the, again, I'm going to say it, one of the best songs I've heard live. It's the best song by Keane on its own. But yeah, I've seen so many great things with Keane. I got to see him at Battle in 2018. Now, this is the first time I saw Keane. And we didn't know if it was going to happen. If Keane were getting back together or not. The last time they'd been together was 2015 for a one-off show. And they released Tear Up This Town in 2016 as a standalone single for When a Monster Calls. But that was it. And you thought, well, they've not done much, have they done? And we didn't know what was to come, obviously. So I ended up going home from work for 2 hours. My boss let me go home. And I said, look, I need to get these tickets. That's fine, mate. Get yourself off. Just come back as soon as you've got the tickets or not. So I came home, was in the queue, got the tickets. I was buzzing. And hearing them play to 600 people. And I didn't know if this was going to be the only time I'd hear Keane. Because we didn't know what they were planning. And it just made it all that more special. So I just took in every song and I just took in every emotion. And I ended up with a set. In fact, I'll show it you from that one. Ended up with a set list from that show. And a poster. 11th of August 2018. They were limited to 120, I think they were. And all proceeds went to the Battle Fund. So that was really good. But yeah, not knowing if I was ever going to see them again as a Keane form, I just took everything in and it was unreal. And then obviously the new album got announced, Cause and Effect, and I thought, right, we're going to see that, definitely. And then they announced a special show where they're going to perform Cause and Effect on its release in its entirety. And yeah, it blew me away. That album is probably the best album. I'm not just saying that. I just think it's really got some proper emotion in there. Strangeland was my favourite up until that point. But a band, if you were to look at a band and say which band has got better with each album, it's got to be Keane. So there you go, guys. That was my 5 groups, artists, acts, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen live that I think are absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and feedback. Have you ever been to any concerts and you think, God, they were really good? Or have you been to any and you thought, God, they were shite? I'm going to go into those on Thursday, which mainly, I'm going to admit the House Support acts, because I've never seen a bad act live that I've actually paid money to go see. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Like I said, let me know your thoughts and feedback down below. And if you've never been to a concert, make it a thing. When all this lockdown ends, go to a concert. It doesn't matter if you've not heard the music before, if you've never even heard of the group. Just, there's loads of acts out there that are doing concerts. Like there's Lottery Winners, there's Fuzzy Sun, Latham's, Inhalers. They're like £10–15 a ticket to go see them at small venues that probably 400 people are in. And they're just brilliant. They're just brilliant little groups. So just go, have a good time, have a few drinks. Just, honest to God, music pumping through your veins is the best cure for anything. I guarantee it. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and much love.